Get your protein in, get your creatine in. Fucking massive, mate.
Casa. It's left with it.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to the channel again. This intro is going to be better than the last one. So, today some exciting news. Myself, Scott, Theo were just registered for the first show of this year. I'm going to keep it under wraps for now. What show? Just because, you know, it adds a little bit of excitement. What show are these guys doing? Where it's going to be? But yeah, so first week of official prep. We've got our diet sorted, we've got our things in order. So as you guys know, when the prep kicks in, the series are flowing, everything's more enjoyable. We've got loads of content coming, so it's going to be exciting. 2021, things are looking up, better days are coming, it's going to be exciting. So today is pull day, our third session of the week. We start the week off with a push chest focus session. Tuesday's legs now. Wednesdays is our back focus pull day with a little bit of buys at the end as well. So today we're going through a lot of iso movements. We'll throw in 1 or 2 compounds as normal, and we're going to talk you through the session. So first couple of warm-up sets. As you all know, how we kind of spend our warm-ups, just getting ourselves focused, getting our head kind of into the session before actually starting any working sets. Today we've gone with a rope pull down, single arm row. Is it just 2 exercises? So straight arm rope pull down, single arm row, just to get some blood flow to the area, just to kind of get ourselves focused. Obviously we're training with 5-6 people, so everyone's just kind of going to get into the session, get themselves focused, get yourself warmed individually. You know, everyone might take a couple extra sets, whatever it takes, then we can go straight into the session and get into our working sets.
Reminiscing times, yeah. I close my eyes, I swear I see them cry. How can you tell me not to roll with mine? Cause when I slip, that's
right, guys,
me,
so that's 3 rounds of the warm-up done. Just a little note for the warm-up. So what we like to do, especially on a pull day, is just start with movements that are really going to build that connection up between yourself and the lats, just to make sure you've got that good, we can get a good contraction in, and that's going to benefit us when we go on to our working sets of the next exercise. So with the straight arm pull downs, we've used the rope, and then with the single arm rows, we've used the cable grip, but that you can move your wrist, so that way you're not locked into a fixed position with your wrist. You can just solely focus on your lats, solely focus on squeezing all the way through the movement, getting those lats pumped up, getting a load of blood in there. So now just off those 3 sets, my lats feel super pumped. So then when we go to rows, which we're going to do next, I'm thinking about the right things, with the mechanics of the movements are in the right place, and you're going to get more benefits from the actual back. So first exercise we're going to go on to is dumbbell rows, little variation where we use an incline bench. That's going to be our first working session.
Cause when I slip, that's me. Say a prayer and just forget me in a weed. I need souls, yeah. I put my heart into this stove. Said she wanna chill with hairs and the fiend. She don't wanna chill with niggas in skinny jeans. Yeah, I phone Melly lied, nigga got a leak. I'm really trying to get these niggas on the streets. Shit, yeah. Little nigga don't sleep. I got this SO on my line up on some bullshit. We ain't on chattings, you know we got these full clips. They took my life up on the net, but they don't walk it. See when my youngers do a crime, I get the full print. I'm on the same shit, nigga, we ain't shit. I'm from the era Marty's Robbie.
Started prep and Troy's fucking not a bad one already. Okay, start. You're gonna jump on the big boy bench. Come on, let's go. Come on.
You gon' see what I see.
Alright, just came over here to show you guys the right form.
Don't cry for me, don't cry for me, slide for me. See the youth, them a talk. What a Ross, tall them but not a bumper claw. See the youth, then I see, I don't see. If you with me, my nigga you eat. I got big dreams, I put all my block on the scene. I'm a smoky, getting smoky. Reminiscing time.
Here's the first movement today. We're going dumbbell rows. As you can see, a little variation. We're using the incline bench for chest support. And the reason behind this is, well, 2 reasons. Obviously, I spoke about in the previous video, we've recently incorporated heavy barbell squats and heavy deadlifts back into our routine. So what we find is our lower back takes a lot of beating throughout the week. So then when it comes to a pull day, typically we'd be doing, well, previously we was doing bent over barbell rows and normal single arm rows, but it's a lot of pressure on the lower back. So we've started doing this variation because the bench takes that pressure off your back now, and it means when your form's correct, you'll see how we're moving it. We're not swinging, there's no momentum or anything. It's just your entire back doing the work, that's all it is. So aside from the lower back issues, it's actually a really good movement. Takes the momentum out of everything. You can't get a swing or anything, it's just all back. So a really good movement, especially for back thickness, which is one thing, especially on the competing side of things, you can never have enough of. So we've got 3 working sets on here, which is a little bit higher volume than we normally do. But once again, I've said it before, when you find a movement that you feel connects really well and that you're progressing with weekly, you want to stick with it. And that's what we found with this. So 3 sets, we're aiming for 10 to 12 reps. And as I said, especially for the first few reps of the movement, you're trying to have no momentum, no swing, no power. Just really, really making sure you're driving through the elbows and squeezing that back.
Cause when I slip, that's me. Say a prayer and just forget me in a week. I need souls, yeah. I put my heart into this stone. Said she wanna chill with.
But I think that's what for someone that doesn't want to have it. That's all you're gonna take. Say everyone on holiday. Every year, that's the only reason I'm having it. If I can't go to Vegas with Theo, then I'm gonna have the vaccine. Everyone's gonna die.
That's what I need. I did say years ago, well no, not a year, about a year ago, we will have to take the vaccine, didn't I? I told you, and you were like, I'm not having it. Yeah, nah, I would have it though, no gas, I'm not messing around, I'm not going to go get...
I'll have the vaccine if it means I can go to Vegas. If I go to Vegas...
At least we've got our priorities right.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Imagine you have it.
So he basically told me he was going to move to Saudi Arabia if he got forced to take the vaccine. Right now, he's about to go Saudi Arabia. That's all I'm saying.
Twice he's like Mr. U-turn. He was, I'm not having a vaccine. I don't believe in COVID. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm going to Saudi Arabia if we have to have the vaccine.
And this is him now.
Next minute, this is him put down, offering people a list to the doctors.
On the way to Saudi.
Chauffeuring people for their vaccines.
Where's he gone? Yeah, he's a knob.
Mr. U-turn. That's why we call him Mr. U-turn. They never take anything he says seriously.
If I dash away this stain and sit and take away this pain, but still ask me for these favors. And you don't dream what I dream, yeah. And you don't see what I see.
Last set, drop the weight a little bit, aiming 15 to 20 reps, just trying to get a good rhythm going, constant tension. Still keeping the form nice and tight and under control, but as I said, a little bit more speed, a little bit more power than the first 2 working sets. So we're aiming for 15 to 20. Wait. Boom.
Come on, bro.
How'd it get?
Now we've moved on to 2 rather lat focused exercises. A pull down, which today we've gone with a mag grip variation, a mag grip attachment, sorry. We just vary it from week to week, As we've stayed on this split and we've stayed with these workouts, we can sometimes change the angle of the movement, or for example, change the attachment grip. Still similar movements, but with a slight variation which can add a little bit of a twist to the session, give us a little bit more of a challenge, and just change the movement up slightly. So today, pull down, we're supersetting it with a pullover. Now, majority of the lads are doing dumbbell pullovers. Due to my shoulder injury, due to a few of the other lads just not feeling comfortable with the exercise, not feeling it very effective for them as an individual, I've gone for a straight arm pull down on the rope, on the cable. Just personal preference. We're still doing similar movements, we're still targeting the same muscle. Just personal preference on this, and you guys take that advice as well. When you're training with friends, when you're training in a group, for example, you don't always have to do the same exercises. Don't be afraid to kind of change the exercise which suits you, you as an individual, which you feel a better squeeze, which you feel a better connection with the muscle, and just more effective for you. That's going to work wonders for your physique, for your progression, and just overall fitness in general. So don't be afraid to change the exercise or use something which suits you best. Now, as we've said, we've selected our show. So today is basically the first day of prep. And I'm not gonna lie, having a show chosen, having that change in mindset, it does just give you the motivation. So anyone thinking about doing a show, or 2021, want to get something going, want to get motivated, get yourself a show booked. Obviously we spoke about in previous videos, what to expect and what to do for first time competing, and I think we'll go into that later date on other videos. But like I said, if you need some motivation and you're thinking about doing a show right now, get one booked and give yourself a target to work towards. See, especially with that movement and a lot of exercises that I personally like to do, any exercise where I can hold a good stretch, I'll always do it. As you see down in the first couple of reps, first 5 or 6 reps, I'll spend a bit of time in the stretch part of the movement. It just feels good for me. And then for the next part of the set, I'll keep a nice controlled rhythm, controlled squeeze, controlled contractions. That works for me. Give it a go at home as well. If you're not getting the progression you need from a set, try spending a bit of time in the stretch, try spending a bit of time in the squeeze, focus on them controlled reps, full control over the set.
See the youth, them a talk, what a Ross, talk them bad but not on bumper class. See the youth, them not see, I don't sleep. If you with me, my nigga, you eat. I got big dreams. I put all my block on the scene.
Right, so we just done 2 work. The next exercise was another row variation. Something a little bit different, so you would have noticed we're using the D handles on the hammer strength row, and it just sets us up in a perfect position. Same again, we're trying to do movements that really allow us to emphasize our back and nothing else. So with the D handles combined with us coming off away from the bench a little bit, using this arm for support, keeping a nice neutral spine, no swinging, no power, it allows you to just really drive through with your elbow. And it almost gives you a shorter range of motion because of how hard the contraction is. It's perfect for lats. So we've done 2 working sets on there, trying to keep it nice and controlled. Like I said, with any kind of rowing movements, you almost want to think about having a loose grip or a hook sort of grip, and then pulling through with your elbow, really just to engage the lats, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of biceps involved, and that's like the number one thing I tend to see from people training and from clients and just experience. People training back and their biceps blowing out before their back does. Whereas when you choose the right exercises, you perform them correctly, and you think about the movement while you're doing it, you get a lot more back, and that's what we try to incorporate in these movements. That's why we use the chest supported rows, the D handle on the hammer strength. So yeah, 2 working sets on there, and now we're going to finish off on some biceps, dumbbell curls. We're going to alternate between normal standing curls and hammer curls as well. Nice high volume, get a load of blood in there. Buys have been working throughout the pool session as it is, so this is more just a finisher, and just to get, like I said, a load of blood in the biceps. Get a good pump on.
Reminiscing times, yeah. I close my eyes, I swear I see them cry.
Obviously, we had a bit of time off, had the off season the year before last, and then last year was going to be our return to the stage and whatnot, where we was all going to compete together. That all fell through with obviously Corona. Anyway, long story short, we're here now. Obviously, touch wood, we're coming to the end of this lockdown. Everything's going to start getting back to normal. Shows, the dates have all been put out for shows. So me and Troy sat down over the weekend, planned it all out. We sat down with Joe as well, Joe Jeffrey, who's our coach. And basically, yeah, it's official, prep's officially started. We're going to be competing around the start of July, so roughly 16, 17 weeks out from now. And yeah, man, it feels good to have, like Troy was saying earlier, it's like we've got something to focus on. We've been so business orientated, just with obviously lockdown, so competing's out the window. We've been so business orientated with the coaching, with some other ventures we've got going on. So it's literally just been work, which we're completely grateful for. But it's nice to now get back to what we do in the bodybuilding side of things. We've both had really good sort of runs in terms of our competitions and the levels we've competed at. Both won Britishes. Troy's competed abroad. overalls, etc. But now I feel like with the knowledge we've gained, with the experience we've gained, with where we're at physically now, we're both in the best position ever at the start of a prep than we've ever been. But yeah, it's good to have something to focus on now. It's good to have a target to work towards, and not put ourselves first, but just like I said, put our bodybuilding back on the what's the word?
Back on the map.
Yeah, just back on the map. Like I said, we've been all about coaching, about our clients, and now we still are obviously all about that. But now we can almost like lead the way in it because we've got our competitive clients as well.
Basically, what we had to do is we had to shut it down in the bodybuilding scene, then come on to the business side of it, shut it down in there, and then come back to the bodybuilding just to show what's going on.
Exactly. So, see, I think it's I ruined it, man. Fuck, I ruined it, man. Can you just do like a cool pan off, man? Look good.
No, that's staying in.
Fuck's sake, man.
So in terms of like pressure to win a show, personally, just because I don't want to say I feel certified in where I'm at. Obviously, coming up next to a pro, I'm not going to be. I'm realistic, like, you know, I'm not going to beat a pro, but at under 80 kg, I feel quite confident. That's why the show that we've selected, I don't necessarily not feel confident, but
We don't feel confident.
I don't feel as confident because I feel in height classes,
Oh yeah.
I don't stand as good of a chance as a weight class for me right now. So it's kind of, I'm very realistic now. I feel like I've had the experience to realise that if I'm going into a show, I know whether this guy's going to beat me or not, if that makes sense. So it's not necessarily a nervous feeling now as I approach more excitement, because if I see someone who's going to beat me, he's going to beat me. There's nothing more I can do, is there?
No, sure. I think it's different as well. I think because like what you were saying, Dan, about there is almost pressure because there's a lot more eyes on us in that sense. But I equally think the people that follow us and people that have done follow me, Fee and Troy all this time, they're, or I don't know, from my take of it, are like invested in us and what we do anyway. So as long as we put the work in and have a good showing for ourselves, I think everyone rates that and respects that enough that the actual position in what we finish or how we do well we do in the show doesn't matter. That's not to say that we, like, obviously I want to win, like we're training to win, but equally I know my sport, and my sport is a subjective sport, meaning I can look 10 out of 10 like the best I ever can do, and someone else can beat me, and it's of no detriment to you. Me beating you in the show doesn't mean you're any less of a body. It's just whatever it was on that day, or the judge is just more inclined to your physique and whatnot. So I feel like you can't really.
But then people are not wrong for, you know, them geezers are on stage and they're fucking throwing a tantrum because they didn't win. They're not wrong for that because they've got passion in what they've done.
I think in the moment, but I think after that point,
you got to realise, you know, it comes down to what happens on the day. You're getting judged by 5 people, and it's their opinion decides whether you're going to win or not. Really.
And sometimes I mean it's hard to. I reckon for some people anyway, it's hard to be told you're just not good enough.
After all that
because
time.
Because of how much work you put in. And bear in mind, like even now, you know, when we look back at our show pictures, I think, yo, fucking. If anyone told me I look shit there, I think now I'm looking mad. But that doesn't mean that you're going to win the show, so you can't take it all. It's hard, and it's hard because, like I said, if you're that type of person that you really want to win and you won't accept anything less than that, then. To be fair, in sport, business, whatever it is, you have to be that element. Have that element.
You've got to have that passion to do bodybuilding.
But I don't think there's no pressure on us. I think we enjoy the process more than anything. Like as training together, as filming together, whoever's prepping me, Fee, or Troy, we're all involved in it. Traveling to the shows, doing that whole side of thing.
And I think as a bodybuilder, it's like. Not anxiety, but you like a routine. I think we're built now to have a good structure, and it kind of keeps you on track having that routine. So it's going to be exciting to.
Like even today, you train way better today than you have.
Because I just feel like I'm back in routine. My food's on point. You know, everything's in order, and I've got a target to work towards. That's all the motivation I kind of need right now. So especially with all this lockdown and everything going on, everything's not necessarily been all over the place, but now we've got some hope of what's going to happen. We can put all our effort into doing this now.
I just feel like because in the PCAs it's like one of the most the Saxon and the Birmingham ones are the main ones, isn't it?
What were the other ones?
So this year I'm going to win the Saxon and the Birmingham show.
Not with them 18s, mate. Fucking 6s.
Mate, did I say you tore your chest?